Hello, my friends. So, this was supposed to be my July vlog, but I hated the footage. And I also didn't actually finish the challenge, which sucks. It's been a month. So, what I'm gonna do instead is I'm just gonna talk you through my July while I get ready for my day. My sister is moving out of my house, so we're kind of going for like one last little lunch date together. Today, before she leaves, we're also doing some like moving of her actual items today. So I probably don't need like a full face to do that, but screw it. I'm here, it's fun, it gives me something to do while talking to you. So this is what happened in July. Okay, if you remember, June, I read like 31 books, and that was a lot. So I started off July on kind of a downward trajectory. But that's okay. So first things first, July 2nd was my birthday. Happy 29th to me. That was my early July. Let's see, what else did I do? Nothing, no. I started a new puzzle this month. And see, I thought this puzzle would be like a great idea. One, because I love puzzles. And two, because hopefully I have like a picture or something. It's like foiled, which is really awesome. And I was like, oh my god, it's gonna look so pretty because it's all shifty in the light. Well, the thing about it being shifty in the light is that when you're trying to put it together, it's very hard to tell what color it is. So that was like stupid on my part. Oops. So we're getting there. I don't know how well it's gonna go, but we're getting there. So that was that. What else did I do this month? I don't even know. I played with my dogs a lot. They got their bark box. Let's see. I know I took some footage of that, so you can sit here and enjoy them playing with their new toys. God, they're cute. We're gonna see who picks what. What'd you get, Ari? Is that the one with the ball in it? Do you like that? Loki, are you done already? No? Okay. I don't think he wants to be on camera. He's sensitive. She doesn't care, though. I think they're pleased. Are you done? No? Hey. Oh my god, dog, you are too funny. God, that toy's like as big as she is almost. Good lord. Oh, there's a squeaker and she found it. Oh no. Oh, are we playing tug of war? Is that what you want to do? Hey, watch my hands. Then, near the end of the month, so actually not that long, I think it's gonna be like 2 days when you're watching this, it was mine and my husband James's 6-year wedding anniversary on the 28th. So for that, he got us a cake, which was really cute. And then we just kind of like went to the mall and we like ate some stuff at the food court, and I got a new bag and he got a new watch. It was all quite adorable. We were very pleased with our time. I also got a new mic for filming, but my camera doesn't have the right plug-in for it, so I need to get an adapter, which is awesome. Okay, and then what else? Oh yeah, I did some reading sprints this month, and that was a lot of fun. I very much enjoyed that. You know what? I don't want to use this palette. But yeah, I did both on Brittany from Literally Smitten's channel. We did one for the tarot readathon, and then one for her YouTube birthday. So if you are not subscribed to Brittany, you should probably go say hello and wish her a very happy YouTube birthday. Okay, so let's get into what I did / did not. I mostly did okay with the reading, okay? I didn't do that poorly, especially because it was like tomes. So these were books over 500 pages. And one of them was actually like 800 pages, which is a lot. So, we did, let's see. Oh yeah, okay, I know where to start. Witches Steeped in Gold. Buddy read this with Beth Ann from the channel Beth Ann Berninga Sokolar. I think I got that right. I'm really sorry if I didn't, Beth Ann. I'm just doing my best here. It was like kind of an impromptu thing because she had it on her summer TBR and I had it on this TBR. I was really excited about it. She was really excited about it, and we were like, let's buddy read it. So she liked it marginally better than I did. I also think she's just a genuinely much nicer person than I am. She gave it like about a 3-star rating. It was one of those things where she didn't think it was necessarily the worst thing she ever read. She just thought there was a lot of promise and it didn't deliver on it. And that is a totally fair assessment. So before I get into mostly bashing this book, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you should go subscribe to Beth Ann if you haven't already. First of all, oops. First of all, she reads quite similarly to me in terms of she just kind of reads a little bit of everything and will try just about anything. I would almost say that she's even more eclectic of a reader than I am, just the things she'll dabble in. She also does a lot of like interesting types of videos that I don't see a ton of people doing on YouTube. She'll just decide she wants to do something, so she does it, which I think is awesome. So for that reason alone, worth a sub. The second reason why I think you should go subscribe to Beth Ann is she is a biologist, which is a fascinating career. I have never met another biologist in my entire life. I've met an archaeologist, not a biologist. And first of all, as someone who has attended a lot of STEM classes, because that's like where my heart lies, I can tell you that it's not always the easiest place for a woman to exist. It is not a particularly welcoming career field for women. And then to be able to finish a degree in that and then go work full-time in that field, like, it can be a hostile place for women. So I just think it's super impressive that she has managed to come so far and get to where she is. Like, that's amazing. She's pretty much my hero. And the third reason I have for why you should go subscribe to Beth Ann is she has the most soothing voice of anybody on this platform, I swear. If she decided to do ASMR content, I would totally watch it all the time, because every time I put on a video of hers, I just immediately relax. She just has a really good voice. Okay, so that's Beth Ann and why you should go sub to her. What's next? What else was I supposed to be talking about? Oh yeah, Witches Steeped in Gold and the reasons I didn't like it. Alright, first of all, what you should know about me is that I have been particularly harsh when it comes to rating YA books in the last few years, because more and more I see YA that barely has a story being stretched out into duologies and trilogies for no reason other than money, I guess. And I don't like that. And I can't support that. And that is for sure what happened here. So to begin with, I don't even think this, like, it's a 500-page book, but the plot does not actually kick off till page 330 or thereabouts. So you spend a good, I don't know, 330 pages of nothing, of just character deliberation, internal monologues, choppy writing style that really doesn't make sense. Like, Beth Ann and I both experienced this where we had to go revisit like 3 or 4 pages earlier and reread it because we honestly thought we had missed something. And it was just a problem with the writing style. So that was annoying. The other thing that she, I believe, noticed as well was that the character voices didn't sound particularly different. So you're following ostensibly two different characters. One is Ira, and the other is Jasmine. But I kept getting so confused. Like, the one would talk about her grandmother, and I'm like, wait. Oh, okay, no, this is the wrong character. I was thinking, like, I was so confused. I couldn't keep track of whose story was what. Because they honestly sounded like the same person. Jasmine does absolutely nothing for the entire book. Ira frequently has plans that don't make sense, don't come to fruition, and are basically a waste of page time. Like, then there's the thing. So, Ira is the daughter of the deposed queen, empress, whatever it's called. In this world, I know Jasmine's mother, who is the current empress queen person, she's called a doyenne. But I don't think Ira's mother was referred to as such. Anyway, so nobody knows who Ira is, which I think is interesting because she is in prison because when the old queen was deposed, they decided that all the firstborn children, because the firstborn children are the inheritors of the magic in each family, they decided that all the firstborns needed to be locked up, and then on their 18th birthday, when they were to inherit their magic, they basically take them to, it's like a forest of literal family trees, and they would inherit their magic, and then they're like conscripted, so they're more or less slaves. But my thing is, if no one knows who Ira is, because they're saying she's been living undercover this whole time, then how do they know that she's a firstborn? How do they know that she is an inheritor? I don't understand. Like, whose kid do they think she is? This is something that is never explained. And I'm like, so she's living undercover. And, like, knowing whose family you belong to is a big deal because that's how you inherit your magic. Yet, we don't know who, like, I just don't understand how that worked out the way that it did. So that was, like, my initial bone I needed to pick. The second thing is that I honestly, so I'm going to come, like, clean. Okay, so I ended up DNFing this book at, like, 70%, which is probably almost 400 pages at that point. Because at 70%, I still couldn't tell the two points of view apart. I didn't understand the world building at all. I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. There were, like, attempts at world building that just fell completely flat. And then, in addition to that, I didn't understand how the magic worked at all. It seemed like every time they tried to explain the magic system, it was explained in a different way. And I was like, cool, so how does this actually work? Can somebody tell me? Because I I'm confused. I don't understand. So that was what it was. I skimmed to the end because I wanted to know how it ended, and it so clearly is like setting itself up for a sequel. And I'm like, if it took 330 pages to get to the plot in this book, why do you need a sequel? You don't. You could have just taken whatever little bit of extra story was left and crammed it into this. Like, it just bothers me. It just bothers me. There's no reason for it other than it's a money thing. And I just can't. I just can't with that kind of stuff. So that was a problem I had. Then there were so many like logical inconsistencies. So there is a section of this story where Jasmine is sent to like this, it's a stadium essentially, where they corral all the inheritors, they bring them from the prison, and they put them in the stadium, and it's like this ceremony where they gain their magic. And they have Jasmine getting there through this forest of family trees that is apparently like fraught with danger. It's apparently like a big deal thing. And she's talking about how like there's ghosts and people can come to serious harm from here, and it takes them like hours to get through there to the stadium. Then they get to the stadium, and her mother, the doyenne, is already sitting there in her chair waiting. And Jasmine's just like, oh, she must have just sailed around the back and came up the stairs. If that was an option, why the hell did you guys put yourself in so much danger and waste so much freaking time going through the forest? Like, it makes no sense whatsoever. And it was just rife with weird things like that, where it was like, it was like clear that the author was using this particular circumstance to try and like world build. But one, it comes off as info dumping, and two, it doesn't clear up anything, and then three, she like undoes everything she did in the end anyway. And I was like, what was the point of all that? So my initial reaction was to give this book 2 stars, because I pretty much, like, it was fast-paced. I was able to get through the first, 150 pages or so, like, really quickly. But then, when I got to a point where, like, it was dragging down my entire month, because I was just trying to force myself to read this book, I was like, okay, I can't give it 2 stars. Then I started thinking about other books that I recently given 2 stars to that were YA and like similar whatever. And I was like, okay, but in that book I could tell the characters apart, and there was an aspect of the story that I liked. It wasn't just that, well, it was promising. It was, I genuinely enjoyed this part of it. But I still gave it 2 stars because of the problems I had. So I just could not justify giving it anything more than a 1 star. And, I don't know, I think it's worth having a discussion about where YA is headed right now, because it seems to me that YA publishers are not really publishing good stories anymore. And even if they have a good story, it seems like they're trying to force several books out of a good story, which is making it a shit story, because it's so stretched out for no reason, and it's just a slog to get through. So that was Witches Steeped in Gold. I'm sorry that I ranted, but like, you don't come to a channel titled Katie Reads and Rants and not expect that to happen. If you do, then something's wrong with you. Okay, let's move on to happier subjects, shall we? I then moved on to The Revolution of Marina M by Janet Fitch, and oh boy, I went through some serious emotions with this one. So it's over 800 pages, or it's like at 800. It's about 800 pages. I don't remember exactly. And I went through like a range of emotions. So I started off and I was like, I don't like Marina, okay? The main character that we're following. So for a quick synopsis, the Revolution of Marina M is more or less a coming of age story. It's like a snapshot of Marina's life as she's living through the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia. And I started off not over much a fan because I thought Marina was boring. I didn't like her. She was like wishy-washy, and there were just so many things about her character that I didn't like. And then I eventually realized that the reason I didn't like her is because I am her. It was just a little too close to home. Because my initial thought when I started reading this was that like her friend Mina was a decent character. I thought she was just kind of there. So I think Mina and Varvara are meant to show different sides of Marina's personality. Marina is somewhere in the center. Varvara is extreme to the revolutionary side where she embodies like the passionate and things like that. And Mina is more of a quiet intellectual who kind of just wants to live her life. And it like Marina falls somewhere in the middle there. And initially, I was like, Varvara would be so much more interesting to follow this story from her perspective because she's actually out there in the fray. She's doing things. And I really felt like she was underutilized in the story because initially it felt like she was just kind of there to info dump at you. And I am not usually a fan of the info dump. But that portion doesn't really last very long. And it's actually extremely helpful for understanding what is happening in this world and what the revolution represents and things of that nature. So in the end, I didn't mind it. I actually liked that side of things. So that was cool. And then something like I just want to talk about Janet Fitch's strength here. Okay, she completely nails what it feels like to be a teenager and you feel like you're an adult. You feel like you are doing adult things and you are a grown-up. But your parents are still treating you like a child because you kind of are. And then she also just completely nails what it feels like to be young and in love for the first time. Beautifully done. All the things that Marina was feeling and her frustrations are emotions I have been through, I have felt. They are struggles that I know well. Okay, my mom called, so my face is done now. So I'm just going to try to like quick rapid fire, finish this up. Marina M, is that where I was? Yes, okay. So honestly, by the time I finished that book, I was completely hooked. I love everything about it at this point. I would gladly read like a duology based on both of her friends as well. It does get a little weird at the end as far as like a mysticism element introduced, but for the time and the place, it does make sense because, well, if you think about it, think about like Rasputin and his mysticism, occult business, and how that impacted the royal family, and then like, I was talking to Brittany about it, and she was like, well, the mysticism faction, like that side of things, was seen as more like the conservative side of the situation. So, like, it just seems like Janet Fitch really put a lot of thought and effort into creating just a full and, like, a full world where she just included everything that actually took place. Oh, my camera battery is dying too now. Okay, so, loved it. I would gladly read so much more set in that world. The final book was Catherine the Great, Portrait of a Woman by Robert K. Massie. This one I haven't finished. I still have about 200 pages left. It is excellent though. Absolutely excellent. Robert K. Massie can take like a true story and make it feel just compelling. Like the part where Catherine is like doing her coup, right? Like instigating her coup to like take her husband off the throne. I was on the edge of my seat. I was so excited. It was so good. And I definitely will be finishing it. I still have a few days left in the month of July, and I think I can get it done. I just, honestly, I haven't read it in like 2 or 3 days just because I haven't been feeling it. I didn't want to push myself. But yeah, really great book. You'll definitely hear more about that in the wrap-up if I finish it. Fingers crossed. I'm just not feeling like reading, and I just don't want to push myself to do something that I don't want to do. So anyway, that was my fail of a vlog challenge for this month. I hope you enjoyed just hearing about my month in general. Anyway, let me know in the comments all your thoughts about these books, if you've read them, if you want to read them, whatever you want to talk to me about. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you soon. Bye.